Hey, what's up guys, WhirlXbow back here, and today we are going to be playing some Control Warrior. I want to play some Control Warrior today because I think that it might be a little bit well suited solely because of how much aggro is going around. The meta is like pure aggro. I do acknowledge the fact that I will just auto lose basically the quest mage, and if we see it, it's almost just a straight concede. It's notoriously a really bad matchup for control decks because they kind of just go infinite on turn like 6 or 7. You can't really do anything about it. And there's very little counterplay you can actually do to it, except for kill them before it. But on the other hand, the aggro decks, your even shamans, your pirate rogues, all those type of decks, we should be able to just straight up outvalue them and use our hero power to gain enough armor. I did initially start this deck as a Reno deck, and then I went to an odd deck, and then I kind of just went like, I want to play a little bit of both. So I think the card Rancor is really good. I want to play an Eater Secrets to try and help deal with those pesky secret mages. And then, you know, I also wanted to play some of the other good odd cards, which is why I didn't go just even as like Rokara. So yeah, there's a couple cards in the deck I'm not too sure of. I'm not too sure about Mutanus, Brawl, even things like the Crawlers. Like, I think these are gonna be really good if we hit Pirate Rogue, really bad if we hit most of the decks, although it does hit Amalgam against even Shaman, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, also our alternate win con against Control is gonna be Brann Bronzebeard plus Coldlight, hopefully burning their combo, and that is also our combo against this is our win con against Secret Quest Mage. We just play it and we hope we burn double parrot. If we don't, we probably just lose, or we burn like double copy, or we burn like there's a couple cards you can burn. But yeah, anyways, with all that being said, how about let's keep the first game and let's see how it goes. All right guys, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys all in the first game. All right, so our first game is against Mage. Hopefully it's not Quest Mage. I'm gonna keep this Shield Slam just as I think it's an okay. It's, of course it's Quest Mage. Well, I guess our next plan is to gain like 3,000 armor as fast as humanly possible. Okay, well, I guess we're looking for Brann and Coldlight. This deck is really bad in this matchup. Again, if we get Brann, Coldlight him, and burn enough cards, we do have a chance to just win, but I wouldn't hold my breath. And one, it would require us getting to 6 mana and him not having drawn any of his combo pieces yet, so yeah, the odds of that are fairly low. What can you do? Also, we're not really drawing any of them. Okay, that's not card I realistically wanted to see. Again, if we're playing against control or aggro with this hand, oh, we're vibing. They don't keep a creature ever. We need Ice Block now if he plays it. We're in such a bad position. At least we're not giving him creatures that he can target. I mean, also, if it gets to a point where we have to worry about playing secrets, or playing around him playing spells, I'll just throw out my Rancor, or I'll throw out Frozen Bunker or Core. I guess I can only really throw out those two before I slam out either secrets or Drywhiskers. It's pretty good. That's really good. I don't think we're gonna have been able to gain enough armor in this game. I've never gained enough armor to play around Quest Mage. I've never been able to. Of course, you RNG a spell that RNG's a spell. Then RNG is one of the better spells you could hit. That just seems about right if you ask me. He drew both of his ice blocks. Interesting. Feels good. No, this doesn't burn anything, so I guess F me. Okay, well, at least we got some value out of Rancor. $56 life. I sadly don't think that's anywhere close to doing it. Still has 7 cards in hand. Brann? Yeah, I'll just play this and hope it's good enough. My 3/5 beater will never get me to a realm where I can kill my opponent, seeing that. Oh, I burn a card. Hopefully I don't burn exactly what's his face? Brann? That'd be really, really bad. He takes his extra turn here, and there's nothing I can do about it. I'm just dead. I didn't gain anywhere close to enough armor. I know there's another ice block in hand. Yep. I'm guessing that he just has second parrot into copy or Brann into second parrot. Seems about right. He has 2 draws at hitting a clone effect. Of course, he just has it. You get the single best possible that you can have, basically. Oh well. Oh well. Alright. Hopefully this time we don't hit this matchup, because I genuinely don't think that matchup is ever winnable. So yeah, let's just skip the next one, and hopefully not hit Quest Mage. Alright. I'm assuming this is even Shaman. Where was these cards earlier? To be fair, I don't think it actually mattered. All of his combo cards were like in the top, in like the left 2 most cards of his hand, so it actually didn't matter. But hey, of course it's not the even Shaman, and it's Shutterwalk Shaman, which you can never beat. So unfortunate. Yeah, this is another matchup that we could just like never win. It's like, I don't understand how, but yesterday all I was queuing into is aggro. The only decks I was seeing was aggro, and like Quest Mage here and there. And now I'm on a deck that is purposely designed to counter these type of decks, and it's the only deck I'm seeing is, perfectly countered to deal with the aggro decks, and all of a sudden they're nowhere to be found. Yeah, that's annoying. Yeah, that's not bad. That's really not bad. Between the frozen bunker, like we can just like wreck his board. That's fine. Even if I get Mutanus, I mean, that's the worst hit in my hand, so of course that's what he hits. Where's Brawl when you need it? I want him to do this, but then I can't. I'd rather draw a card here. I'd rather lose this for free, but get the card draw. Guess I should have drawn first. If I would have drawn first, I guess it didn't really change much. Ah. I didn't want that crawler anyways. Baited. I can like do this on this on this, draw a card. I use so much removal this way, but I need to draw cards here if I'm being honest. I can say that for next turn. Alright. Again, I'm a little bit worried because I have very few cards in hand, none of which that really do anything. That's fine. I can summon Rokara next turn. Pull the Echo. Beautiful. Ha, that's an expensive spell. So unless my Acolyte of Pain here gets evolved, I get at least one more card draw out of him, so I'm perfectly fine with that. I'm really, really okay with that. I also can't realistically win the game unless my Mutanus hits either Shutterwalk or the guy who Azzinoth. So, yeah. I was about to say, at least Brann Coldlight could do something, but he ate my Brann. That's fine. That's fine. Take a lot of damage here. This is what I was worried about, if I'm being honest. Was being this slow, but he has yet to play any of the pieces of Azzinoth, so I guess that still means I have somewhat of room to come back in. If he summons, my guess is gonna be deal 6, summon 2/3s. And I have a pretty good answer to deal the 2/3s and deal 3 damage to them. Yeah, deal 3 damage, 1 to the rest, hero power, the other one. I should have done this first. Yeah. I've actually never ended a turn with 1 mana left over where I can just cycle this Rustrot Viper, which kind of sucks, but hey. His hero power now basically only does 1 damage to me. Oh no, because I would have lost the 5 armor. Never mind. Never mind. I'm done. So basically everything I have is countered. The next of whatever is countered. Spiromancer Flurg Toxin in his hand. Definitely looks like it's countered here. I'm fine with that. It's not the end of the world, as we still have the Brawl, so if he floods here, we're just gonna Brawl. Yeah, I mean, we have a couple outs. do not care about that. I'm just caring right now about protecting my armor. Play some 1/1s. That is a card, lol. Alright. He's at 8 cards in hand. If I draw second Coldlight and he doesn't really play anything here, I'm just going Coldlight, Coldlight. I burn him 2 cards, which means I have decent odds of burning something decent. I know the bottom 4 cards are what he had in hand. Okay. Is he actually playing around double Coldlight? It's kind of mental. I would have hit it 2. Ah. 2/4 is not bad here. It's not exactly what I would want, but it's not a bad card per se. Bow, Hero Power. Well, I might just get punished here. Not the end of the world. Free 6/7, that's gonna force a devolve. I really wish I still had Brann. Oh. If I still had Brann, I was in a much better position. It's not a bad card. There's no good way to use my hero power here. That's kind of tilting. It's kind of sad. So what if I'm dirty rat to try and pull ass lore? There it is. I'm gonna top deck rat here. Top deck rat. Never lucky. Draw rat. Never lucky. Bro, there's 8 cards left in my deck. 2 of them are rats. 2 of them cycle. Checks out. Really? That's so insane. It is actually so mental that I have yet to draw a dirty rat. When it's the single best card in the matchup. That is still not a rat. There are 2 of them left in the bottom 7 cards of my deck. When I know for a fact he's holding Toxin and he's holding Shutterwalk. So he's holding Toxin, Shutterwalk, Devolve, 1 more Brilliant Macaw. What's the other cards in his hand? Probably a Lightning Storm. I don't remember what's in the newer versions. But yeah, this is mental either way. would say? It's like Devolve, Brilliant Macaw, Shutterwalk, Toxin. Yeah. Must be nice. Pretty sure I won that if I hit Rat. If I hit Rat and I was able to pull the Deathwing, or the Shutterwalk, I could have just went Brawl. Even if I would have lost, I was probably ahead. If I was able to do it, you know, 2 turns earlier or whatever. But, oh well. We have time for one last game, so let's queue it up. Finally, an aggro deck. JK, this is gonna be fucking not... this is gonna be Pillager Rogue. Watch it. Watch how this is Pillager Rogue and not Pirate. Because that just seems like it'd be my luck. This is a really, really good hand against Pirate Rogue. But it turns out when your deck is designed specifically to beat Pirate Rogue, almost every single hand looks like a good hand. That's the one card this hand does not beat. That is the single worst draw in my deck. Out of every card to have in your hand, it had to be a ship's cannon, right? It had to be exactly that, right? Oh, into weapon. Checks out. Run your ship's cannon to it. No, your ship's cannon, trust me. No, ship's cannon. Fuck you. If it was ship's cannon, this Rancor would have been like the single greatest card ever printed. It's just Rancor. It's Rancor, and I hope he plays 2 pirates here that don't have charge. They're both gonna have charge, aren't they? Yeah, they basically both have charge. This is mental. I've gained 16 health this game, and I'm at 17 health on turn 5. $17 health on turn 5. Oh, and you obviously top deck Secret Passage. How could I have been so dumb? I should have known you were in a top deck. The only card that really brought you back into this game. Okay, that's... This is the one card that got him back into this game. I'm actually in disbelief. How do people get this lucky playing this deck? Like, my hand was the perfect counter to what he's doing. Like, I had the most insane hand against him that you could have had, basically. There were very few draws that got better. And I'm still just dead on turn 6. Yo, Blizzard, please nerf the fuck out of that deck. It's turn 6, and I had 23 additional health. I died on turn 6 when gaining 23 plus playing a 6 health on. I gained basically an entire second life bar. And I died on turn 6. I took 66 damage. $66 damage in 6 turns. 11 damage a turn seems about right, if I'm being honest. Like, I mean... $66 damage in 6 turns. I am actually in disbelief. There is... I think I lost this game 0% of the time. Like... This should never have happened. Right? Like... If you asked me 5 minutes ago, is it possible to do 66 damage in 6 turns with Pirate Rogue? I would have said no fucking shot, you're on drugs. But apparently it is. I remember when aggro decks, if you slammed Reno on turn 6, they would instantly concede. Because they just did not have enough damage left in their deck. Not only did I slam Reno on turn 6, but I gained more than that in health, and I still died. That doesn't make sense. Blizzard actually needs to fix Wild, because clearly it's saying that the only playable archetype is aggro or Quest Mage. And even then, Quest Mage was dead to this draw on turn 3. Like, okay. Whatever, we have time for one last game. Maybe we can get a win, but I mean, I don't think my draw could have realistically have been better, except for maybe having exactly man the cannons on 2 to deal with ship's cannon. But yeah, oh well. Let's just queue up the next one and maybe have a chance to win another game. Oh great, another matchup we actually just can't win. I'm so tired. Like, where were all these control decks when I was playing Shadowwalk Shaman? Or when I was playing Pillager Rogue? If I was playing Pillager Rogue and I hit half of these decks, they were free wins. It actually blows my mind. The fact that I hit 3 combo decks / control decks in a row in a meta full of aggro. That blows my mind. No even I haven't seen an even shaman like at all. That's so insane. I should have played Frozen Bunker because I'm holding both Cold Lights. It's gonna basically just be 2 mana gain 5 anyways in this game, so I might as well play it. I guess I'll play it next turn. Because I want to ideally be able to go Cold Light on the same turn. I know it won't kill him, but the thing is, if I burn, like, there's a couple cards I'm able to burn that is just fine, right? If I hit Togwaggle, I win the game. If I hit Azzolina, I probably win the game. If I hit a couple other cards, it's perfectly fine. So okay. That's just something I couldn't leave alive. I would have just died if that stayed alive. Why would it be traditional Togwaggle, which is the only deck people have realistically been playing? Which I had a possibility of beating with this hand. I don't beat this on turn 4. My opponent's RNG these games have been actually mental. Like, this is insane. Into Guff, really? Bro, if I was half as lucky as my opponents have been in these games, I would never lose a game of Hearthstone in my life. Like, what is this? This is the first Druid I've played against in probably months that haven't had 9 cards in their hand the entire game. Like, I don't comprehend how my Druid opponent is playing around Coldlight Oracle, but he is. Never seen that happen. Every Druid I've ever played against, I feel, just turbo fills their hand, and there's nothing I could do about it. There's actually no way I win this. Because I cut Skulking Geist, there is 0 way I win this game. Which is kind of mind-boggling if you ask me. It's mind-boggling to me how I lost to games I cut Skulking Geist. Because he's just playing Mildred. I haven't seen a Mildred in eons. And yet, here we are. When was the last time any of you guys have actually seen a Mildred played? Because I could genuinely not tell you. I thought this deck died months ago. Like, I genuinely thought this deck had died months ago. If you would have told me that this deck was still alive, I would have laughed in your face. I have had the most unlucky sequence of games I think that I've ever seen. Again, my man is playing against fucking Coldlight like a fucking pro. Still no minions in hand. I guess no, he played the only minion that actually matters in an entire deck on turn 5. I need to hit Brann, and once I hit Brann, I'm going Brann, Coldlight, Coldlight. If I don't burn Jade Idol, I'm just conceding the game, because I cannot win the game. If I'm being honest, that's just the play I have to go. Because there is nothing else I can actually do. Still have not seen Brann. Can't actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, it's only 2 cards. There should definitely be 4. Fine, I can beat that. Alright, well, he shuffled 3 of them in, so I need to now burn 3. If I don't see 3 burned, I concede the game. Okay, I've lost the game. That's fun. Because unless 3 out of 5 of the bottom cards are Jade Idols, I can't actually win from here. And my guess is he draws the rest of his deck to play around these Coldlight Oracles that I've been holding the entire game. If he goes down to 5 cards in hand, I just can't actually win. And I can't actually win this game. I had to have drawn Brann. If I would have drawn Brann, I guess there was a chance. Of course, Brann is the last card of my deck, right? Like, I mean, I don't know where else he would have been realistically, if I'm being honest. It just doesn't make sense, really. Can't believe I lost this game. It's genuinely fucked the fact I lost this game. How does this deck ever beat aggro? Like, if you queued into a pillager, or into a pirate rogue, or into an even shaman, how does your deck win? It doesn't, right? Like, you're just banking on the fact that you just always hit the random person playing Control Warrior on ladder. Because that's what it looks like to me, because there's no other way in fuck you're winning a game. Your deck does nothing. Quite literally, his deck does nothing. Don't think he dies, but I'm going with it. Also, again, Brann had to be the bottom card of my deck, right? My opponent takes, like, no damage. Lol, I'd even burn double Jade Idol when there was, like, 9 of them in his deck. Yeah, not even close. Well, it's funny, if I was playing basically any other deck, I had won the game there. Pillager Rogue, I had won. Pirate Rogue, I had won. Even Shaman, I had won. Any Hunter deck, I had won. Basically any deck in Rage Warrior, I had won. Any deck that wasn't just straight up Control Warrior won that game. I'm pretty sure even Thief Rogue would have won, because I would have just stolen a fucking Jade Idol. Like, it's mental to me that he can get away with playing that deck, because he doesn't beat anything in the meta. Like, I understand that not everyone plays the game for meta, but that deck beats nothing. Like, it beats the one-off person on Control Warrior, the one-off person on... You don't even beat Dead Man's Hand. You lose to Dead Man's Hand. Depending on the list of Dead Man's Hand, you're just slower. The game quite literally just is a draw. So you guys both shuffle 4 cards into your deck, you draw your 4 cards for turn, The difference is the Dead Man's Hand shuffles in a board wipe, a way to gain armor, and Dead Man's Hand. So that's just like, I'll gain armor, wipe your board and pass. I'll gain armor, wipe your board and pass. I'll gain armor, wipe your board and pass. And like, what does, like, the person can't do shit then, right? Like, oh, I hate losing to decks like that because I know for a fact it beats nothing else. Besides the fact that I'm like, I've only been queuing into aggro over the last 2 days. Let's play super heavy control warrior. And the one game against aggro I hit, I take 66 damage in fucking 6 turns. The other deck I hit is Quest Mage, which I kind of expected. I was like, okay, I'll hit Quest Mage once and I'll hit only aggro besides that. Which statistically was very probable. But then I hit fucking 2 combo decks. In Shutterwalk Shaman, which I haven't seen in like 4 days. And then in fucking Mildruid, which I haven't seen in like 6 months. Like, if you're hitting a lot of Pirate Warrior or Pirate Rogue and even Shaman, this deck is phenomenal. And 99.9% of the time will win you the game. Is my firm guess. Because, again, that Rogue, the odds of that Rogue having won that game were already so low that I don't even know. If he didn't have coin, I had won that game. If he didn't top deck Secret Passage a turn he needed a Secret Passage, I won that game. If he wasn't playing randomly the spell that lets you deal damage from your hand, I won that game. If he didn't put on 5 minions to the board on turn 2, I won that game. Like, I don't even know. If he would have attacked with his 2-3, which was logically your best play there, I would have won that game. But no, like, there's just quite literally nothing I could have done. He had a better draw than I did, I guess, and my draw was basically as perfect can be. Maybe I had an additional Brawl, maybe I had manned the cannons to deal with the ship's cannon on turn 2, but statistically none of that is probable at all, so yeah. Anyways, whatever, not much I could have done there. With all that being said, I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. Those type of, yeah, I am, my brain is actually just not working. Like, those 4 games I lost, I feel legitimately scammed. But hey, anyways, again, I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitch and Twitter. And I'll see you guys in the next one, where hopefully we get more dubs and we don't get quite literally scammed. Alright, yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys all on the next one. Peace.